What's up, everyone? My name is Elijah Campbell, and today we're talking about ethics again. And today we'll be talking about ethical egoism. And before I get into that, if you do know any background about ethical egoism, you might associate it with selfishness, but it's kind of the same thing, but it's really not. So let's just get into it. Ethical egoism suggests that human beings we should always do what's in the best benefit of ourselves. Basically saying it is morally correct to do what is best for you because you know yourself best. You know your wants and you know your needs. You know your desires. Now, one may argue, okay, well, your parents or your significant other might know the best interest for you. But what people don't realize is that we're constantly changing. We constantly change daily. I'm not the same person as I was when I was 5 years old and I depended on my mom. I don't depend on her as much as I do now, and I'm 23 years old. So people change. I know my wants. I know my needs. I know what goes on in my mind, and it also will cut down on people basically trying to bombard your life. And you know, when people try to bombard your life, things can tend to go south. The negative connotation about ethical egoism, though, is that it is self-absorbed. It is a self-absorbed theory. And I'm gonna give you an example of that. I'm gonna give you a good example and I'm gonna give you a bad example. A good example would be me. I have to study for a test. And me, I just joined a fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. But let's say we have a chapter meeting. Well, they may need me to come to a chapter meeting at the same time I need to study for my exam in order to pass the class in order to graduate. Because graduation means a lot to me. At that moment in time, I'm going to go study because that's the most important thing on my agenda at that current time. A negative conversation would be you harming someone just because you want to. Because you feel that's the best benefit. You're going to get the best benefit out of that, you harming somebody. Not out of self-defense, but just because you want to. That could be where the negative conversation will come in at. And also when it comes to racism and sexism as well. It's basically essentially the same thing because, you know, racism and sexism, those groups of people that identify within those categories believe that their particular group should deserve more benefits or more power above another. Well, in this case, egoism is basically a self-centered thing, as in I should be getting the benefit and it's all about me.